Lord Germaine arrived back in the land of Taroc, along with the messenger owl with intel from other lands. But before he had returned, the Emperor and Empress had already decided to come together with the other soul families to meet about the darkness that caused subtle changes in each town's environment. What Lord Germaine and the messenger owl had to say was devastating, to say the least. Each soul family were plotting to destroy the other soul families, working with them up close, learning the ins and outs of each land to overthrow them, to prove that their soul family was the best and stroke their egos at the same time. Soul Family 6 was not about to let that happen. Aries and Sag traveled by chariot to meet in the middle in another land, and of course, Lady Ashley was going to make her presence known.
Go
by
and
sending
report
a messenger
back to
out
me.
to watch, and she see through the eyes of the owl, while Lord Germaine traveled with them. Someone had to stay in the land of Taroc to protect the land from invaders, and no one could really do that better than Lady Ashley. She had eyes everywhere. Once everyone arrived in the middle, they rested a day and met the next morning to talk about a strategy to protect each land from dark force invasions. Aries and Sag seemed to be the most concerned about the darkness that was plaguing their land, but most other families were there to see how they could work together with each soul family to gain financial wealth in each land. Aries replied,
Each land is doing very well financially, so why would we need to combine everything now? When the biggest issues are the fighting and the arguments that have increased over all the lands that seem to be unsettling.
In other soul families' eyes, those fights meant nothing. Greed was starting to consume them, and at this point, the meeting was over for Aries and Sag.
We are on our own in how we can protect our land from chaos.
I agree.
But our neighboring lands were starting to have great influence over Soul Family 6 and their land. Arguments and fights began to grow stronger and stronger in all the lands, causing action to be made right away. Lady Ashley made it a point to find the source of the problem. These dark forces weren't coming from out of nowhere, and she felt that intuitively. Before making the land of Taroc their home, Lady Ashley thought back to the time when they were about to move there very vaguely. She remembers Archangel Michael saying,
Because the vibration of this land is so dense, you may not remember who you were and all of your abilities. You may not remember your real name. Your old life may feel like a dream. You'll have to call on spirit to get the answers you seek. You will still have your gifts and can use them, but you will have to have an inner knowing inside of you on how to use them properly.
Lady Ashley was ready to try anything at this point to protect her land. She called on spirit and asked,
Can you reveal to me the unseen that was seen in a previous time and space to protect my land, our land?
Spirit heard her loud and clear and showed her only what she should see right now.
You shall see, my child.
She saw that she was a natural-born warrior that moves with great determination, and now she was ready to put a plan together with Lord Germaine, Aries, Taurus, Uranus, and Pluto. Lady Ashley asked Lady Kayla to work with all the queens, April, Venus, June, August, and the Empress Sags on preparing all the female pages for battle, and Lord Gary, along with Lord Germaine, to work with all the male pages. Lady Ashley worked with the knights for battle. The town didn't have much time to prepare, but did what they could. Lady Ashley is the magician, so she cast a spell to remove all the citizens in the land of Taroc immediately, to the safe shelter built in the Parrin. Unseen under her spell when the battle began, she felt it intuitively that it was going to happen based on what Spirit shared. The dark forces were destroying all the other lands around the land of Taroc, but paled in comparison that the messenger owls reported from other soul families. It was time to put all our plans in action, but there was one thing Lady Ashley knew she had to do, that she had the ability to do: call in reinforcements. Lady Ashley knew that if she could call on anyone, she could call on Archangel Michael for help and support during this dark time for answers. He appeared to her in the mirror of truth, and she cried to him,
Archangel, we need your help. All the lands have become corroded with dark forces beyond our control, including my very own.
My family and I have put together a plan to try to avoid a battle, but also prepared for one in case a peaceful resolution could not be had. Please step in if you can.
I will consider it.
he replied.
I will do what I can, or what Spirit will allow me to do. I'll be there with you for sure in spirit, because you are from my army, but you have this. I have seen you fight, and you were the last soul standing, not only for what was right, but you have great strength.
After having this talk with Archangel Michael, she moved with great determination, and she knew that she could face anything. And she had a whole family behind her. There was a rumor that different groups of soul families were traveling their way to the land of Taroc to wreak havoc, and the messenger owl confirmed it. It was time to put our plan in action. Didn't appear from the way we were charging towards them that this would be peaceful. Lady Ashley replied,
We are not going down without a fight.